Welcome back to another week of... Wait, where's my Maple Toast soundtrack? Play it! Welcome back to another week of performance reviews. Shadow Ban Edition. We are now entering the third week of Shadow Bans where I basically get fucked. All my videos are limited and suppressed and viewership only goes to my subs. Am I complaining and being a loser right now? Kind of, but I've shown you the analytics, the statistics to prove my point, and it's actually way more interesting actually. The shadow bans make these performance reviews way more interesting because now the performance and the behavior of each video is very, very different. First thing I want to let you guys know is solo leveling trailer, right? So recently we had the solo leveling trailer that we posted and people are saying, whoa man, 8K views, are you back? Are you no longer shadow banned? Not necessarily. And this is where it gets really fun. Let's look at solo leveling, right? Let's look at solo leveling and look at what's exactly happening. So whenever a trailer reaction, well, before we get onto that, look at the graph. And the theme of this performance review, which also should have been last week, is notice how suddenly out of nowhere we're starting to get viewership here. Notice over here this behavior. Remember, the natural life cycle of any video is like this. You have, give me black. You have a graph of time and views, and the graph will behave in a way where initially it'll go up, and then it'll eventually plateau, and it does this over time. But what's happening right now, because of the shadow ban and my assumption that I am being recalibrated. What does that mean? Recalibration is what I'm thinking is happening because I think the algorithm is trying to understand who my audience is and like, are you actually doing this well? It might be very cocky for me to say this shit, but if you look at Social Blade, for example, it's actually really sad. Well, I gotta look at the good times and the bad times, right? It's sad that we're tanking right now and you can see a clear decline. But what I want to show you is that relative to my sub count, my monthly viewership is actually fucking cracked. Even now, it's unfortunate that we were at this nice steady rate of reaching 1.5 mil views per month. And now definitely we've dropped, right? We've definitely dropped 250,000 views. Pretty much it's gone like that. But my assumption is that it's testing me. I'm doing too well. As cocky as you think that might be, my assumption is I'm doing too well. Therefore, it's stripping away all the tourists. What do I mean by tourist? Well, maybe this video isn't that good of a representation because now it's been like this. But some other videos, let's show you this. A recent video, a community series. Let's check out like Apothecary Diaries, for example, right? Or like even like Blue Lock. Blue Lock is actually a very good example because of how skewed the stats are. Blue Lock is an anime that my audience does not care about. How do I know that? Because if I look at every Blue Lock reaction, every video before the shadow ban happened, right? Before the shadow ban happened, let's pick out this video, right? Before the shadow ban happened, the audience split is like 80-20, or like more like this. 64-36, not subs to subs, right? Let's look at this, 71-28. Do you see this? This means that my audience doesn't care about Blue Lock. But there is a bunch of tourists who are not subbed that actually does care about Blue Lock and they come back to watch it, as you can see from here, returning viewers and new viewers. This is the distribution of every Blue Lock video. But if you look at the most recent episode, it's honestly inverted. Isn't that ridiculous? And it's not because it's only been a couple days. No, this shit happens immediately. Right? The 70-30 split of not sub to sub happens immediately, but because it is shadow ban and it's happened to every video, and I bring up Blue Lock as an example as a very good one because of how even more exaggerated the difference is, the distribution of not sub to sub, I'm shadow banned right now. What's really cool is that though, the recalibration is happening. Just like the solo leveling video, life cycle video I just showed you, where it goes like this and it's just chilling with just my subs, and up till this point, you'll have to take my word for it because obviously the ratio has switched. Before, it wasn't like this. It was pretty much like 75-25 subs to not subs. But it then hits. After a couple days of upload, this happens. And this behavior does happen from time to time, but not so much. Like the frequency of what this is happening is unreal right now. And that's why I believe that we're being recalibrated. Same with Blue Lock here. right? After this is the Shido episode. We posted this shit on Monday, December 16th. And after about 3 to 4 days of upload, and by this point, again, the split was like 80-20 subs to not subs. It pushes me out, and now it's been recalibrated, and now we have a better representation of what it should be. You can also see here on the graph of, see this? Literally nothing happening for the first 3 days. Then boom, out of nowhere, the people that used to find my channel through the recommendation system is finally getting those videos out again. Again, more things that I'm assuming of what's happening with this recalibration. So same thing is happening with solo leveling. It's nice that it's pushing out like this, but it's very frustrating that like this should have happened fucking immediately. This shouldn't like take multiple days to do. It's really frustrating when the algorithm is like, what is it, like fucking testing us right now? I'm not too sure, but all I can really do is just push forward. Here's another really interesting example. Unlimited Blade Works. This also had a similar thing. And this is a pattern of behavior you'll be seeing for a lot of these videos. See this again? By the time that we uploaded this from December 19th to December 22nd, there seems to be a pattern of behavior of like 3 to 4 days after upload, then it shoots out the, the stats again. And if we look at the audience tab, it's much better recalibrated to 50-50. This is what a community series should be. 50-50 split of not subs to sub is basically how it has always been for me for like community series. But before this, it was like 80-20 split, which is very, very fucking frustrating. But it's good to see that it's recalibrating. Here's another series that's doing the same shit. Let's look at Steins Gate. Steins Gate, it's so unfortunate that episode 1, it should be performing way fucking better than this. But a similar behavior is happening right here too. Look at this, right? Monday 23rd, you can see a spike here. Up until this point, it was gradually increasing, and then there is a slope increase over here, which is now being fed into the algorithm, which is a great thing. But it took what? Friday 20th, and then it took roughly 2-3 days, right? And after 3 days, boom, it does shit again. And now, rather than being like an 80-20 split, it's more closer. It's 55-45, which is great, but it's just like, not every episode's gonna be like that. For example, let's look at episode 2 and episode 3, right? Episode 2, there is a change here now. There is, right? If you look at here, December 22nd to 25th, after about 3 days of the calibration, boom, it starts to shoot up again. But look at this. Because it's in the process of recalibrating, 62-37. It's so frustrating. We're like, the people that voted for this shit don't even know that I'm uploading the videos. And if you look at even more videos, more recent videos, it's even more drastic. Look at this shit, 86-14. That's fucking unreal, bro. This behavior, again, is not because the videos are early, right? This split is not because I've only uploaded this a day ago. Because every video, when I didn't get shadow banned, it would have like a 50-50 split of not subs to subs. And it's very apparent when you see the viewership, drop from that. More signs to show you that the recalibration phase, is it really a thing? I'm not really sure. If we look at Assassination Classroom, it's really sad what happened to Assassination Classroom, bro. Because people don't even, these are the episodes leading up that should be doing really well. Let's look at these episodes. All the people that were around for season 1 and waiting for season 2, they don't even fucking know this happened, bro. Look at this shit. 60-40, not as apparent as like 80-20. Let's look at the next video. This one as well. 60-40, not that apparent, I guess. And the final episode, there was definitely a bit of a spike here after the 3 days, I guess. Again, this happened on December 22nd. Therefore, I'm going to assume that this is like the 19th. Yep, after about 3 days, it starts to recalibrate. And this is, what's happening. Assassination Classroom definitely got fucked by the end of the Shadowban shit. It should be doing way better if you look at the, the performance of the videos in the earlier seasons. And I say that, of course, the more that you progress with episodes, more people will be filtered out. But I thought that the finale and the episodes leading up to it would be, really, really well performed, because obviously this is the everything that people look for. But the Shadowban really is impacting a lot of shit. If you look at, let's say, Apothecary Diaries, let's look at this shit too. So Apothecary Diaries, let's look at, some of the earlier episodes, right, before we got shadow banned. And this is like before we got shadow banned. you'll see that there really isn't this is the life cycle of the video. Look at this shit, right? There's no like uptick of a different slope happening. If you look at the audience tab, 50-50 split. That's perfect for a community series. After we got shadow banned, I believe it started to happen around here, right? Even December 12th is actually fine. So this is still not shadow banned, but these two are shadow banned with the most recent episodes. Let's look at all these videos. So, not shadow banned. The life cycle of the video chart is normal as usual. Let's look at the audience tab. 50-50 split makes sense to me. Here, shadow banned. You know why? Look at that. You see this shit? You see how unnatural this graph is? And you see how it happens for like all the fucking videos that's posted after the shadow ban? This is why I keep telling you that like something is off. If we look at the audience tab, obviously because it's been recalibrated, it's a lot closer to 50-50. But I'll show you the most recent episodes that it's not really that case, that either. This one as well, look at that. See that little slope, the increase? Same shit happens. It's been recalibrated, more 50-50 split. But look at this shit. As it's supposed to drop down, it starts to hold. This is the recalibration phase. Same here too, right? The recalibration, boom, it picks up again. But over here, let's see this one. Recalibration. It literally just hit here. You can tell. The graph is literally showing you that the uptick started to happen here. And you can see right over here, you see this, right? The increase in the lines, the viewership. It's being recalibrated right now. Look at the audience tab. Not even close to 50-50. 65-35, because obviously the recalibration is happening now. And if you look at the most recent episodes, bro, 77. Like, look at this shit. The amount of suppression my videos have that only goes to the most like local hardcore subs. This is what's fucking us. And I don't know what I can do to get out of this other than just keep making videos. But basically, this will happen. Then after about 3 to 4 days, then you'll have like this behavior where, you know, it'll be an uptick in viewership again and you get a recalibration. Now, this doesn't happen for every video though. If we look at Railgun, it's not really the case. So let's look at some Railgun videos before the shadow ban. So before the shadow ban is definitely these two videos. After the shadow ban, let's look at 14, because remember the shadow ban happened on the December 13th. Look at these. Let's look at these. Let's look at some of the more recent ones. Yeah, we'll bring out all of these. A lot of fucking videos. So before the shadow ban, life cycle of the video is perfectly fine, averaging 3 to 4K views. Perfect. 50-50 split is what I'm looking for. Yup. That's it, baby. This is before the shadow ban. Days coming to the shadow ban. 50-50 split sounds just about right. Now the shadow ban happened. And you can see a change in spike here. And you see the difference in the slope here. And if you look at the audience tab, this, like, look at the purple line compared to the previous ones. You know, it doesn't just fall down. It just kind of holds and maintains because it's sending more videos out to those people. This one as well, not that drastic of a slope change. Look at the audience tab, 55, 45. And again, it doesn't drop down immediately, but still lingers. Look at this one, not really much of a change at all, actually. 55, 45. Look at this one, not much of a change at all. And I've noticed the recalibration is a lot more profound and significant when, because like Railgun is not really the show that people are highly anticipating in my channel right now. So obviously these sub to not sub splits won't be as drastic as, let's say, Steins Gate or Apothecary Diaries. Look at that. And the most recent one, yeah, 70-30, because it's really recent. And later on, it'll start to recalibrate a little bit more and it kind of gets to that point. And that's pretty much it. Let's look at some other highly anticipated shows that's really low performing, like Down Da Dan. Let's look at Down Da Dan, bro. Can you guys tell me when the shadow ban happened? Very apparent. Down Da Dan. Alright? 8K views, 8K views, 8K. Episode 6, 7 went crazy. 14K, right? Great. Let's actually bring up these stats. Let's bring up this one. Let's bring up this one. Let's bring up this one. Bring up this one. And then let's bring up these, which the last two videos got fucked because of the shadow ban. Down Da Dan was a very good performing series on my channel. Obviously. 60-40 is kind of the split of not subs to subs. Same here. 55-45. This is all before the, you know, the, what's it called? The ban, the shadow ban. And the viewership is really fucking good. This is like 60-40. This is what it should be. This is still before the shadow ban here, because this is December 7th. This is the last video before the shadow ban. 50-50 split, averaging around 5K views. Now, see this shit? After the shadow ban happens, look at that recalibration phase happening right over here. You see that? Look at the audience tab. It's a lot more closer, but look at this. You don't see this behavior. You don't see this behavior, right? I'm trying to show you the increase in the slope of viewership as the algorithm tests me after 3 days of upload to, you know, the audience that used to have me. Look at that shit go out, right? And same here too. It's now picked up. You know, you can't see as much, but there's an upward trajectory here rather than flatlining over here. Look at the audience tab. Look at that. 60-40. It should not be like this. It should be the other fucking way around. The last two videos, I got fucked, but it is what it is. What are some other shows that are getting fucked? What's interesting is that Do Over Damsel doesn't really get impacted by it. Because again, like, there's a very interesting thing about this. So let's bring up these videos before the shadow ban and the videos after the shadow ban. Do Over Damsel is just so fucking mid that like no one cares for it so much that you don't really see the change. So Do Over Damsel has been like 60-40 always for me for the community series for the split. Let's look at this. This is still before the shadow ban. You can see the typical behavior in, you know, the life cycle of the videos here. And then this is, I think, yeah, this is the day of the shadow ban. But like, you don't really see that much of a difference in the split. Because like, Do Over Damsel is such a low performing show that like, it's so insignificant that like, you can't even really tell if the shadow ban is happening. Do you know what I mean? It's a very funny example. The other shows, because of how much people are looking forward to these shows, you can tell. I mean, yeah, you can definitely see like a higher split of subs to not subs here, but like compared to the other shows, it's not as exaggerated, which is really funny to me. Let's see. What else? Anything else? I mean, I guess I could look at the talker as well. Let's see if talker did anything. So, Watajushi talker finished with this. So this is before the shadow ban and this is after the shadow ban. So we'll compare two videos before and after. So again, before the shadow ban, you can see just the natural progressive, you know, life cycle of video of 50-50 split. We look over here, same shit, 50-50 split. But the shadow ban video, it's not that as apparent. It's not as apparent. Anything else? Let's see. We could look at Grieving Souls. Grieving Souls is a good one because Grieving Souls is going to be more pronounced because of, you know, the high viewership. Grieving. So again, leading up to the shadow ban are these three videos, and after the shadow ban are these two videos. Let's look at this. You see the natural life cycle, very normal. The audience tab, it's 60-40. So there's actually a lot of tours for this show too. Rather than being 50-50, Grieving Souls was a very well-performing weekly series that had a lot of demand, I guess, but not that much supply, and I was there for it. Look at this shit too. We look at the audience tab, 60-40 split. That's what we're looking for. And again, not shadow banned yet. At this point, still not shadow banned because this is December 10th. We get shadow banned on December 13th. Look at the audience split, 60-40 split roughly. Makes sense. Now, shadow banned. You see the difference in the slope of the viewership of the recalibration after 3 days in? We uploaded this on the 17th. And after 3 days, December 20th, boom, it hits. We're going to see the same. Yeah, look at this. Look at this behavior of the returning audiences, right? 50-50 split because it's been recalibrated. And the most recent episode, 60-40 split because it hasn't had time to recalibrate. We need to wait 3 days. So if this is published on December 24th, then I prophesize that by December 27th, a similar behavior will happen with all these other videos where after 3 days, it gets pushed out again, recalibrates, and you know, that's what happened. there any other examples? Rama, unfortunately, is just getting fucked. We really lost the ball with Rama at the end, man. It's really sad. Because, like, look at these Rama viewerships leading up to it. Let's bring up 3 episodes, and then let's compare to 2 episodes after the shadow ban. It's so sad. Rama, again, is another show like Blue Lock, where my community doesn't really care for it, but there was a lot of tourists that was around for it. This is before the shadow ban, and you can see that there's literally 70-30 split of not subs to subs. We look at over here, same behavior, 70-30 split, not sub to sub. After the shadow, no, hold up. This is December 7th, so still not shadow banned yet. At least we got to, you know, cash in on the shampoo episode. 70-30 split. After the shadow ban though, you can see that there is a bit of an increase in slope here, because this is uploaded on December 16th, meaning on the 19th, the slope will increase. You can see there's an increase in slope here, but it's not that drastic. And if you look at the split, 60-40, right? And you can look at the returning viewers chart being heavily different from, you know, these videos, right? You can clearly see that returning viewers immediately drop off in the videos that, you know, does well. But the videos that doesn't do well, it'll actually start going up because, again, the recalibration, sending the videos out to the audiences that used to watch my videos but don't even know that I'm uploading anymore. And the last one, I mean, it's performing okay, right? In the typical range of the period, fine. But the sad part is I know that this could be way better. It's 60-40 split of subs to not sub. The people don't even know that I fucking uploaded this video. And after 3 days, maybe it's gonna, you know, uptick too. But it's just sad that all these shows are just getting backstabbed as, you know, we're ending the season and boom, shadow ban happens and we just can't even get back to the former glory of all this shit. Anything else? This is a very interesting one. The Rie Takahashi video actually did so well. So look at Rie Takahashi. Let's look at this video. This video did really well immediately upon upload, but also still got recalibrated, right? Upon upload, December 15th to December 18th, and boom, the recalibration happens again. Look at the audience tab, and yeah, look at that. Like the spike in viewership again, 50-50. Before, it was like 80-20. This shit was straight up 80-20 leading up to this point here. And then now, obviously, as time goes on, it's getting recalibrated. It's getting back into the recommendation system. It's picking up more and more. So these are really actually good signs, right? I know that I'm complaining a lot right now because it's very frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. But it's also a good sign that things are slowly changing. It's taking a lot of time to change, but it is changing. When will the shadow ban be lifted? I have no fucking clue. Let's look at the YouTube console here, and I'll bring you some statistics about the last time I got shadow banned so we can make sense of how long maybe this will happen for. 1 second. I'm looking at the analytics here, making sure got the details that I want. Get here. Okay, let's bring it over here. So what you're seeing right now is the views for the last 28 days. I think that obviously last 365 days might be a little bit more profound. And what I want you guys to know here, I put my fucking, put it here. Okay. You chat, you guys can be hidden for a while. Here. So February is when I also got shadow banned around here. And maybe it's not that easy to tell, but right over here, right? What we're looking right now is the impression tab over the last, last year. And look at this crash on February 1st. I remember leading up to it that this crash happened, and obviously this baseline is different from, this baseline. And it took until, the beginning of, or the last week of March, which is basically the beginning of spring 2024 to pick back up. And of course, with each, and then this is the beginning of summer, and then this is the beginning of fall. So every 3-month intervals, if you've done well enough, it starts to pick back up. And you can tell here, this is the shadow ban, right? You can see that as soon as December 13th hits, boom, you can see a drastic change in the viewership here, right? But we're fighting hard. Even though we crashed, this is like the new baseline, and we're fighting hard to get back up. If you look at the views, you can see the same thing, and then the 13th, it kind of crashes, and we're trying to pick back up. Maybe we should look at a tab like this, and we'll compare the more impressions, and let's compare this by, I think that we got to look at some different traffic. So what I'm going to show you is the returning viewers and new viewers. No, I think that maybe impressions, more returning viewers. Not that good, but this is kind of where the crash happened. And then it kind of made up, and then it still went down, and we're kind of struggling right over here. This is like the area that we were shadow banned for too. But we did eventually make back up, and it went back up. Right now, this is kind of what I'm showing you right over here with the shadow ban. Let's see, what else can I show you? Let's look at through views and content type, more metrics, the subscribers, the not subscribers. We could do something like that, I guess. It's more apparent, I guess, here, right? The shadow ban kind of like happens here. December 13th, and then boom, it goes down. I'm just tinkling around with the, maybe traffic source. Okay, maybe this is a bit better. We got traffic source, impressions by traffic source, and secondary metric can be more metrics. Unique viewers, new viewers, returning viewers. Anything else I can choose here? Maybe we can choose this. Just trying to give you just different data to kind of visualize what's happening. But let's take a snapshot of that. Let's bring it over here. Bring this shit over here. And I want you to look at this area. So this area is when the shadow ban happened and how long it lasted for. And this area is the shadow ban here. And yeah, we can obviously get out of it, but it's just like no telling how. And the interesting thing is, last time I got shadow banned back in February, it took a long time to get back. Because like a Zenkai boost happened here. You can see that we grew here because this is the beginning of winter 2024 when solo leveling was happening. And solo leveling was popping off for all of this period. It was great. But then we got shadow banned and a lot of the videos started to suffer. And we had to tank it for about like 2 months. This is very depressing. But we got through it. And does that mean that it's going to take 2 months to, you know, take it this time too? Not really. In fact, I think I'm really lucky in this case. Because right now, we've already basically spent 2.5 months. Pretty much like 2 months. Two months and like 1 week. And this is like 3 weeks of shadow ban. But winter 2025 is about to start very soon. So I'm hopeful that like something like this will happen. As in like very soon, you know, there's going to be like an uptick. My copium is that there's going to be an uptick of like, it's going to go like this and it's going to shoot back up, and somewhere like here is going to be the new, you know, baseline. You guys know what I'm talking about? This is the behavior that I'm expecting. Just like here, right? Just like here, just like here, just like here. There are 3-month interval spikes that happens, and I'm hoping that something here is around the corner, but is it really gonna happen? Only one way to find out.